Hi YouTube, I'm back after a little bit with my Post BOSH PePe list. I've managed to pick up most of the cards for it, so yeah, I'm just here to show you what I would sort of play in the current meta right now. It's kind of ever-changing list. I mean, there's a lot of things that I've been back and forth on. I won with a kind of similar list at my locals couple weeks ago, and then just yesterday I scrubbed out really hard because of luck when the new monarchs kind of just like messed everything up for me a little bit. But anyway, here's the list. So yeah, main board we got three jokers, pretty much like the main searcher. Then you got triple monkey board, also pretty standard. I only own two sorcerers at the moment. I'm content with that for now. I would play the third if I had one, but I don't want to spend the money to pick up the third one at the moment. So unless I can just trade for one or something, two is fine for the moment. I'm playing other cards to kind of like counteract that I only have two. So yeah, sorcerer's still really good. Then we got two Good Turtle. Most people only play one of this, but I feel like it's really important to not have monkey board just stuck in your scale on its own. So you want more of the high skills. I'm playing 5 of the high performance pal scales instead of most people who only use like 3. And Good Turtle's just really good, just advantage card. So that's that. And then we also got double. Sorry about the camera, guys. Lizard draw. Lizard draw is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, just like it's another draw one. Pot agree with the turtle, so another high scale. And then another card that like a lot of people aren't playing, or they're just playing in pure performance pals, is Second Donkey. I feel like this kind of counteracts the fact that I only have two sorcerers because it allows me to search sorcerer a lot easier. If I have two skills, I can just normal this and search sorcerer, so it acts like another joker if I don't have joker. Or I can just pendulum this and sorcerer and then get 3 searches, which is like really good. It just maintains your hand advantage so that you won't lose if your board gets cracked. So like this card's really good and just like helps you go into more rank 4s. And it's 2000 defense, which doesn't really matter too often, but like it can come up sometimes. So yeah, Second Donkey is really good. And then one Silver Claw. Silver Claw is really good because it's easy out to Nightmare. You can just go Joker and then you can just go Joker, search Monkey Board, search this, and then Joker runs over Nightmare with just by itself with the Silver Claw on your scale, and you can just Pendulum Summon after that. So, because it's the 5, and it's another level 4 that hits your extra deck if you like pop your scales with Sorcerer, and this is in your scale. So it gives you more resources to use later on, and it's a dark, which means you can make Nightmare with it also. So Silver Claw is just really overall important card, I think, in the mirror. So yeah, Silver Claw is just good. And then also I'm playing Turn Toad. Turn Toad is really important to out other fields, like especially with the Monarchs now. You need to be able to get over the Monarchs or like Majesty's Fiend or something, or like Vanity's Fiend. So you can get over the Dominion, the Field Spell, whatever. Like the Monarchs have a lot of locks that this kind of outs, so it's really good to have. Just to be able to search with Joker, so or Sorcerer or Second Donkey, so it's like really solid. And then that's it for the Performance Pals. Onto the Draco Slayers. We got, sorry about the camera, guys. 3 Lusters. Lusters is really good. Self-explanatory. Then we got Double Vector Pendulum. I see some people playing one of this. I don't really understand why, because I feel like Draco Face-Off's too important, and you can't ever really risk drawing it. It's kind of like my theory with Garnet and Brilliant Fusion when I played that a couple months ago. I didn't really want to play just one Garnet because I would draw it far too often, and my luck isn't the best in this game in general, so I feel like you have to play the second as an insurance just so you can like resolve the Draco Face-Off. And even so, it's like really good against the mirror. Even if you do draw it, it's like you can just play it in the zone against the mirror, and like they'll have to be able to like wavering, or else they'll kind of just lose. So yeah, and then one Master Pendulum. I feel like some people don't play this, but like you have to because it just makes more plays off of Ignister. Sucks to draw it, yeah, but like it's one card in your deck, so it's not too terrible. Then for performances, I cut down on these a little bit because there just wasn't space. This deck is 42 as it is, so it's kind of pushing it. I usually just like to play 40, but I mean, I feel like you can kind of afford to play extra cards in this. So yeah, we got 3 Plush Fires, pretty staple. 2 Jugglers only. I don't want to really hard draw like multiple copies of this. It's okay if you like max C into it, but outside of that, just kind of like it kind of clogs your hand a little bit. I know some people could argue that it's just kind of the way I've played the deck, and kind of just with the hands I've drawn, it's kind of fine. Like I draw multiple copies of these a lot, so I just cut it down to 2. It seems to be okay for now. So yeah, just 2 Jugglers, 1 Hat Tricker because you need it to out Nat Beast and other random things, and then 1 Mirror Conductor, again like it outs other things, so you just need to have it as an option. So that's it for the performances. It's just pretty small. And then hand traps in the main deck, 2 Ghost Ogres and 2 Maxis. I see some people like just playing 3 Maxis or just playing like 2 Maxis. I feel like Max C is good, but it's not a 3 of because you want to optimally go first with this deck. And I just have these in case you don't win the roll because oftentimes I don't and I'm often forced to go second. So I have these just as countermeasures to stop my opponent from doing things. I feel like it's a good ratio as is 2-2 because like Ghost Ogre gives you something to max C into, and like Ghost Ogre is just good on its own because it stops Ptolemaeus and Monkey Board. But I feel like this is a good ratio for now. I side the third max C just in case I know I'm going second, but I feel like this is okay ratio because I don't really ever want to draw 2 max C's, so I feel like 3 in the main deck's kind of bad. But yeah, 2-2's that ratio is probably good. That's it for the monsters. I think it's like 33 or something, kind of a lot. Or 33, yeah, something like that. Spells, we got triple Wavering Eyes, pretty standard. I always ask my opponent to side these out in the mirror match because I hate this card. Even though I'm still playing Perform Mages, I have an advantage, a little bit of an advantage. I'm playing less of them, so it's like I'm playing a little bit more Perform Pals, so I'm a little more susceptible to Wavering than normal. So I don't like this card. Plus, like, it's an out to the Vanity Scenes that I side, so it's like if I can give myself advantage by like siding these out, then why not? Especially since it's really hard to take cards out of this deck. Like maybe the hand traps when you're going first is probably it, but everything else is just kind of like staples, so it's kind of hard to take out cards. But yeah, so 3 Waverings, 3 Draco face-offs. Some people only play 2 of these, but I feel like 3 is really important just because you always want to see it. It's just so good. I mean, it just gives you an extra like +1 most of the time. So yeah. And then we got just 1 Twin Twisters in the main board. I feel like Twin Twisters is good, but in the main deck at multiple copies, it kind of can break your hands a little bit when you just want to be making plays and you just have this in your hand. It requires you to have another card that you don't want in your hand as well to really be useful. And then by that point, you're only going to have like 3 or 4 cards in your hand that you can actually like advance your game state with. And sometimes that works out, but most of the time for me, I just don't feel like it's that optimal. So just 1 is fine. Just to be able to have an out in my main deck to problem things if like I'm coming against main deck floodgates or whatever. And I side more, but it's like 1's okay in the main deck. And then the last 2 cards are the Rafflesia targets, Space Time and Bottomless. I'm not playing Treacherous because I don't feel like the card's like very good. You have to pop 2 monsters, and oftentimes the Rafflesia people are playing like Turn Toad now, so it's an easier out to it. So you're like forced to Treacherous when you don't really like want to. And like Treacherous is just not overall good because if you hard draw Treacherous, it's like iffy. I mean, I get that the theory behind like Rafflesia being an offensive card with Treacherous, but I feel like these just give you more versatility, especially like against Monarch. Treacherous isn't that good. I feel like Bottomless is a little better, but I don't really know. Against Monarch, this is terrible though. So I mean, I don't really know. It's like it's player preference honestly. But yeah, those are what I'm playing for now. So that's the main board, 42. Probably change later on. Extra deck's really tight. I've been going back and forth on a lot of things in it, but. Yeah, extra deck. We got double Ignisters. I would never change this ever. 3's too many. 1 is too few. 2's perfect. Then we got 1 Dynaster. Dynaster is just good. I mean, it protects your scales, protects like all the other pendulums on the board. So yeah. Magister. People aren't. Like, I see some people like not playing these, but I feel like it's really important to play Magister and Dynaster because like this helps refuel your hand. After you go in for a field and like it just helps you get advantage. So I feel like that card Magister is really good. Then we got Ptolemaeus, Nova, and Infinity. Yeah, kind of staple. I mean, you kind of have to play these right now. It's just a good turn 1 play to make Infinity. So yeah. And then we got Diamond and Pallades just to give you a different option off of the Ptolemaeus. I don't have 2 Ptolemaeus. I'd probably find room for the second one. If I could, I'd probably maybe take out Emerald for the second Ptolemaeus, but I don't currently own one, so at this point I just have the 1 with the Pallades and Diamond, just to give myself more options off of it. Plus I do have the Emerald to put back to Ptolemaeus and make this if I want to, so it's like, just gives me options. Then we got the 1 Rafflesia, the 1 Nightmare. Nightmare's just really good. Then we got the Diamond Dyer, the Castel, the Emerald, and then the Trapeze Magician to round off the extra deck. For the side deck, I'm missing a little bit of it, but it's okay for now. I mean, we got triple Vanity's Fiend, basically auto wins in the mirror going first, so you kind of have to play it. Then we got double Veiler, just to give yourself more hand traps, like going second. So double Veiler. The 3rd Max C. The 2nd Twin Twisters, just to give you more outs to like floodgates and stuff and like back rows. Then we got double Imperial Iron Wall. Cosmos, pretty self-explanatory, and Infernoids too. Then we got double Royal Decree. Royal Decree I feel like is better than Dingo because you want to go first, and like this is just a good card to have going first. At my locals yesterday, I blew out as a Tellarknight play for 5 with Royal Decree, so that was pretty fun. But yeah, Royal Decree is good. And then we got 2 Massacre Restricts. I only own 1 at the moment, which kind of sucks. I need to borrow some more from my friends, but I might even play 3 of this because Monarch's just such a big problem. But yeah, I just shut down Monarch basically. Then we got 1 Stygian Dirge going first for the mirror. I only own 1. I'd probably maybe find room for more if I had more, but yeah. And then the Abyss Dweller because there wasn't space in the main extra deck because I mean I don't know, I just like you need to have it just for like Mermail and Burning Abyss, but it's kind of a situational card, so yeah. And that's it for my Pepe list, guys. Hopefully like you guys enjoyed and give me some feedback. Tell me what I could change about it. So yeah, it's been my Pepe deck Post BOSH, and I'll be signing out, guys. Some more videos to come in the future soon. So peace.